Okay, let's go.
Kentucky football. Let's start on the football side of things. Matt Ponatoski has a decision to make by July 27th at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it is not a small one. Ponatoski is a four-star quarterback. In some areas, he was actually ranked as a five-star signee from Archbishop Moeller High School in Cincinnati, one of the most decorated high school programs in the state of Ohio. He committed to play both football and baseball at Kentucky after Will Stein was hired as head coach, and he signed with the Wildcats. He's also one of the most coveted multi-sport prospects in the country. He won the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Ohio in both football and baseball in the same year. And last weekend, during the 2026 MLB Draft held in Philadelphia, the Cincinnati Reds selected Ponatoski in the 18th round, a little further down than they expected, the 542nd overall pick as a right-handed pitcher. The Reds view him primarily as a pitcher, despite the fact that he has thrown only about 30-plus innings at the high school level. The signing deadline for drafted players is July 27th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If Ponatoski does not sign by then, his path is Kentucky, where he should play both football and baseball for the Wildcats. And it's an interesting story. It's the most telling detail in this entire story. Ponatoski told reporters that Will Stein sat him down and said, "If you get the number you want in baseball and you don't go, you're stupid." The head football coach at Kentucky explicitly told his own quarterback recruit to pursue professional baseball if the offer is right. This is either an act of genuine character by Stein, which apparently a lot of people are saying it is, putting a young man's best interests ahead of his roster needs, or it is Stein being confident enough in his quarterback room that he can afford the luxury. Either way, it is the right thing to do. It's the right thing to tell this young man. But he's now going to get about $150,000, Craig, and that's nowhere near the kind
What
of
is the
money you're going to
numbers?
get in an NIL deal.
Right, yeah, he's, looked up, see what 18 I was shocked. I had no idea they could get a $150,000 signing bonus in the 18th round. I thought it would be, you know,
That's
10
why
grand.
that's why tickets are $100 a piece to sit in the
Right,
nosebleeds
yeah,
or
and
fan
no
numbers.
idea. But that's pittance to what he could be as the number 2 quarterback at UK,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
even number 3 quarterback. He still would make over $1,000,000. I don't have any doubt.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
this
and
guy is a true athlete. Because Moeller was massive when I was in high school in the '70s.
it still
Everybody knew
is.
everybody knew who Cincinnati Moeller was. My 1 year at UK, my roommate was the starting center on Cincinnati Moeller, and he was a big dude, and he couldn't play for UK. He walked on and got cut.
Yeah.
But they're a big program, and so any quarterback for Kentucky and a blonde-haired, blue-eyed. How tall is he, Kyle? Is he
I don't have
6'4"?
I think he was 6'4", 6'3" or 6'4". I can't
Okay,
remember,
so he's got great NFL quarterback height, and,
about as tall as Knox Barrett. Not to not to
yeah.
tout on
Hey,
Franklin
that's
County.
okay. Hey, that's all good, but
That's right.
150 grand signing bonus as an 18th round going to single A or pre-single A, whatever they call that nowadays.
They'll send him to rookie summer ball right
Yeah,
after this.
and riding around in buses, hot buses and stuff versus flying private jets. I mean,
And being a stud at
yeah,
UK,
yeah.
a
I mean,
multi-sport stud.
pretty easy. Now, of course, on the flip side, you gotta weigh the money because he could get hurt in football, and
Can.
that could end his baseball career.
I don't think he I don't
Look
I
at
mean,
Bo Jackson. Look at Bo Jackson.
absolutely. I mean, a hip injury that took so much away from us as
Yeah.
sports fans, but, I Alvy, to answer your question, doesn't sound like it's anywhere near the amount of money, that Kentucky will be able to offer
What's in
this
their
kid.
contract? The 150 grand is the max they can do.
Yeah, yeah,
Up
so
it's up to
and
150
he'll get
somewhere.
per diems and he'll get a bunch of stuff, but you're talking about making, $30,000 a year, on
But
your per diems and
he's still
everything
riding
else.
in
Still
buses.
riding those hot buses. I mean,
Yeah.
I realize that Jordan did it for 2 summers, but no.
He did it for other reasons.
Yeah, yeah, we all know what those reasons
Yeah.
were. Craig Will Stein told his quarterback signee in so many words, "Take the baseball money if they offer it to you." The Reds, took him in the 18th round. which historically means the slot value is somewhere in the low six figures. And in fact, we know that it's going to be 150 or less.
Yeah.
Ponatoski said his heart has always been in professional baseball. He said, and I'm quoting here, I want to be a professional baseball player as fast as possible. The question is whether the Reds offer is worth walking away from. What would be a significant NIL opportunity playing football at Kentucky, competing for the starting job and playing for the Batcats? If you're Ponatoski, how do you make the decision at this point if it's anything other than just
But he won't get on the field as a football player. Do you
it,
agree?
not this year.
Not
Not
this
this
year.
year.
So he can do football, but he can play on baseball. And UK's had a pretty darn good baseball team the last 5 years.
But he can make that football money on top of
He
that
can make
baseball
football money, still play
money. Right,
baseball,
right.
and then go pro because Danny Ainge did it too.
Yeah.
Go pro baseball, let him get a year in the SEC baseball, see what he really does. That will help him make his mind up whether to stick with football or to stay with baseball. If he gets a year or two under him at UK baseball, then he could be drafted again in the 6th round or the 2nd round. And then you're talking $1 million signing bonus and you're going straight to double A right out of college.
Yeah.
You'll spend a few weeks in single A, but when they're paying that kind of money, they move you up to triple A pretty fast.
Alvy says my dad in 1947 got $50 a month plus room and board offer from the Orioles. He joined the Merchant Marines.
Yeah.
But funny story. My grandfather in the 40s got a similar offer from the St. Louis Cardinals. And he decided to go work for Industrial Brown Hoist in Bay City, Michigan. The rest is history. He became the assistant plant manager and had a great career there. But he got a very similar offer, Alvy. So I know that to be true. And times were a lot different back in the 40s when these guys were trying to make it.
Now there's so many opportunities, but I think the correct course of action would be come to UK for a year or two and see what Major League Baseball offers after that, where his draft position, because he'll have an agent then.
Yeah.
At UK, and they can tell him where his draft position will be, and it's significantly higher the closer you get up to the 1st round.
Oh yeah, I mean you're talking millions of dollars versus just barely 6 figures.
Quite a few multiple millions of dollars.
Yeah, some of these guys may never even play a game, but they have generational money just from. Well, one story to go, and it's the kind of recruiting news that makes Big Blue Nation sit up a little straighter. We'll get right into that right now. Mark Pope already has 5-star forward Ryan Hampton committed to a 2027 recruiting class. Hampton is one of the top wing prospects in the country. Now, according to reporting yesterday from On3's Joe Tipton, one of the most plugged-in basketball recruiting reporters in the country, Pope may be in play for something significantly larger. Aiden Diggs is the number 2 overall prospect in the 2027 class. He is a 6'5" shooting guard from Millennium High School in Goodyear, Arizona. He has just now reclassified from the class of 2028 into the 2027 class in May immediately after Kentucky extended him a scholarship offer following the Nike EYBL session in Memphis. At that event, Diggs averaged, get this, 22.8 points per game on shooting splits of 55% from the floor, 69% from the mid-range, and 86% from the free throw line. That's what you like to hear.
Yep.
Those are not normal numbers for a 16-year-old kid. In 2 EYBL sessions, in 2 EYBL sessions combined, he is averaging nearly 20 points per game. DeMarcus Henry is the number 4 overall prospect in the 2027 class, a 6'7" forward from Charlotte, North Carolina. Henry and Diggs are teammates on the Vegas Elite EYBL circuit. That's where this connection is.
Yeah.
Tipton's reporting yesterday revealed that Diggs is exploring this possibility of teaming up with Henry at the same college program, and Kentucky is on that short list of both of them. If you want the lineup, Hampton at the 3, Henry at the 4, and Diggs at the 2. 3 5-star players in a single recruiting class. The Rivals 300 update that dropped today has multiple Kentucky commits maintaining or improving their rankings. The program is building, Craig, and that's something.
Ryan Hampton.
What's that?
Didn't they drop him down to 20?
Okay, you're in the top 20 as opposed to the top 10.
Top 3, yeah.
The program is building. The question is whether Pope can close on the two prospects that would make the 2027 the defining recruiting class. And if you have your top three recruiting class coming in, you have a little bit more padding. If you have, you know,
Over. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's contract. Well, if he does good this year, he'll get an extension.
should,
If he does this year and then lands those guys next year, and they all play in 2027, 27, 28
yeah,
season,
yeah,
um, you're gonna Pope will be golden. And of course, it all builds on itself. The more of these kind of recruits that show interest first,
yep.
then if he can start signing them, then it'll build and it just keep piling on and more. He could be another John Calipari because I don't, whatever you say about Calipari, that guy can recruit.
Well, one thing I'll ask you here, we have now the number two player with Aiden Diggs, and you also have the number four player who plays alongside Diggs. They're both exploring the same schools. Not every program will have the room. I'm sure they'd make room for these two guys that would come in. But it's interesting to note that another school on this list for both of them is BYU.
Wonder, well, I mean, from Arizona, so Utah's just up the road,
Yeah,
and Colin Chandler went back to Utah because he wanted to go back home. Um, and the NBA players say Utah, there is nothing to do in Utah.
yeah,
So I'm sure they fly to Las Vegas every day they got off. But hey, who knows? Who knows what's going on? Maybe they're good Christian boys, and
good Mormon boys.
maybe I don't know. And if
Problem
you,
now is the young guys can't hang with the 24-year-old bodies. Few can, nor many. I don't disagree with you, Albie. I
yeah,
think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying. These guys who are hanging around because they can make $1 million, $2 million, staying here as opposed to playing in the G League.
yeah.
Now, these are grown men
Well,
that you're playing
did
against 17-year-olds.
didn't I read one of Michigan's guards has jumped in the portal, and Kentucky's after him? Did I read that today? Well, I
I
know
don't
I
know.
read it. I just know if you read it.
I did not read it.
Okay, it's one of the. It's a guard from Michigan. I I saw it when I was cutting the yard today, and so I couldn't stop because I want to get done.
LJ Kason has entered the
That's him.
portal.
Yeah, that's him. So is UK going to? What's he? A 6'5" guard? 6'4".
He is 6'2" guard, averaged 8.4 points, 2.4
Yeah,
assists, and 1.9 rebounds per game while shooting 50% from the field and 40% from 3-point range.
yeah. We need shooters now. We got.
Now, here's the thing. Kaysen underwent surgery and is expected to miss significant, if not the
Sorry.
entire
Yeah.
2026 season.
Okay, moving on. We're
Yeah,
not doing that again.
yeah, yeah,
Moving on.
yeah. Good
All
talk.
right.
Good talk.
Last time I'll mention that guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part, but
That
like I
guy's
said,
dead to us, right?
yeah,
It's
I
like,
was cutting grass when it popped up on my phone.
yeah, well, it's something always good to have names. It's not always
Yeah.
good to have ones that are, we don't know if they'll make it.
I should have waited till I had more information,
Well, it's
right?
all right. It's all right.
Yeah,
Now you have it. You can make an informed
yeah,
decision to not talk about that
yeah,
guy
yeah,
anymore.
exactly. Moving on.
Yeah. Well,
Talk
let me
about
let me say this. Well, I want to give Big Blue Nation enough permission to be excited, but we don't know much. We just know that there is a short list that meets both of these guys, and maybe they don't end up anywhere. We heard about Ryan Hampton and Marcus Spears, and they were talking about playing together. Obviously, that didn't happen. Marcus Spears ended up going to Texas after
that. Because
reclassifying.
his sister plays volleyball down there, though, right?
He does. He does. His
And
sister's
they
on the
threw a
volleyball team.
bag of money at him
Yeah,
because
I
that
mean,
was quick.
very quick, very quick. This is a little bit different. Aiden Diggs actually reclassified right after Kentucky offered him. A bunch of schools had offered him though, but there is a little bit of timing in there. And if these two guys do want to play together, we will make room for them.
No, ain't no doubt
And,
about
and
it,
so that's
and they'll love it, and we'll get half the NBA to call them,
yeah,
say, "Hey, come to Kentucky."
yeah. The path to we both want to play together, and them ending up at Kentucky is a long path. There's a lot of things that are going to have to fall into
Oh,
place.
sure.
But it's nice to be mentioned because there's a bunch of programs that aren't being mentioned. The Villanovas of the world and
Right.
the Floridas of the world. They're not mentioned right now, and maybe they make a big push for these guys. But to be
Good to
mentioned
be in
is a good
early. It's
thing.
good for Pope to be in early.
It is,
Because that's an improvement over year 1 and 2.
yeah. And remember, a couple of these guys that he's going after were at that FIBA basketball tournament in Turkey,
Yeah.
and so it's good to be seen, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and Hampton has helped. That was a people aren't gonna may not remember this 2 years from now, but Ryan Hampton signing as early as he did,
It's huge.
it is huge and may change the trajectory of our recruiting.
I think it does because it shows that a top player has got faith in Coach Pope to come to Kentucky. So that
Totally
will
agree.
crack the door open a little bit wider for these other guys. Like we're getting looks now.
Yeah.
Now it'll be up to Pope to land the deal. Where Calipari is an expert at landing the deal. He could just go visit them one time and sell them and say, but yeah, I think I truly think that Calipari promised them starting positions and X amount of minutes every game to the detriment of the team while his last years at Kentucky.
It's entirely possible. I mean, you obviously never hear
How do you
those
get
conversations.
Dillingham going at number 8 and Shepard going at number 3, and neither one of them starts?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, that just
doesn't make
solidified
sense.
my thought process on that the 3 pick and the 8 pick go in the NBA 3 pick and NBA 8 pick go, yet they weren't good enough to start at Kentucky.
Well, it's not like we made a deep run with those guys either. That's the other thing. It's like, it's not like you were putting them on the bench because you had 2 guys that were gonna get you to the promised land.
Right.
We didn't get to the promised land, and perhaps our
Well,
2
it just
best players
shows
were
you
sitting
what
on
the
the bench.
NBA thought about those 2 players
Oh, 100%.
versus how Calipari used those 2 players.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
totally agree.
Shepard, you hear the Rockets all kinds of trade possibilities, but the one guy you don't see in trades is Reed Shepard.
It's not.
I'm on, I think, 3 different Houston Rocket pages, and they
They
love
keep
Reed
their
Shepard down
did
there.
they keep their coach?
Yeah,
Gross.
Ogabagaboo, however you say his name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
but
I mean,
the fans don't like the coach.
yeah.
They say he's holding some of the players back.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that was pretty clear in the playoffs.
Mhm.
They were not prepared. Anything before we get out of here tonight?
No, I think, it's been enough going on today, and, let's do the thing Thursday night. I think
Alright.
that would be interesting as can be.
No, I agree.
What time's his address? Is
I
it
think 8 PM is when he
is it
says.
8:00?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll check on it for tomorrow's show to
Either 8 or
update that.
9. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
either 8 or 9,
yeah.
and,
We'll
th
check into that.
that will be fun because we will not give a Republican or
Oh,
Democrat
no. Oh,
in.
no.
That
We'll
that won't happen.
if it's silly, we'll talk about it, but we will also have some other we'll go ahead and download the updated information that we have on
Yeah.
the information that he's talking about that night too.
Yep.
That is gonna do it for tonight. Craig, as always, can't thank you enough for always being here, being prepared, be willing to talk about things that aren't always fun to talk about, but it's always a little bit easier to have somebody here that we can bounce ideas and talking points off of. To everyone else watching and listening, thank you for being here. Subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you click that notification bell icon so that you are notified every time we are about to go live. And if you know anybody that also needs to be above the noise, go ahead and share this podcast with them as well. But until next time, we want you to stay informed, stay sharp, and stay above the noise. You all have a great Tuesday night. Thanks for joining us. See you later. Bye.